Skyhawk 1 Mike, Romeo, extend downwind, look for a citation.
Said at 400 feet we'll start our turn, right?
That's correct, yep. That's standard departure procedures, unless something else is noted for the airport. Guaranteed climb clearance as long as you have 200 nautical mile per 200 feet per nautical mile ability to climb. If you don't have that, then you're not going to get departure clearance at 400 feet.
Tell that she did not want to lift at all. It took a little while to get her to come up.
I ate a big burrito this morning.
Yeah.
We're going to get handed over just about at 500 feet. Just transition your eyes towards the instruments and fly the instruments. Go.
Skyhawk 1 Quebec, contact departure.
Our departure so long, 1 Quebec.
5790, just going to maintain 3,000.
3,000, still clear.
We're climbing at 2,000.
Thank you.
Anything more than standard rate turns?
166, advise the airport in sight now, 3 o'clock.
You see where your standard rate turn is.
Traffic follow 1 to 2 o'clock, 5 miles, descending out of 2,000.
We got company and we got the airport in sight, Southwest 2166.
Southwest 2166, heading at 270, follow company traffic, clear visual approach, runway 32 left.
670 heading,
1,000
follow
to
the
go.
company to 33 left, clear for the visual, Southwest 2166.
Southwest 5790, reduce speed now to 180.
180 speed, 5790.
Atomic departure, Skyhawk 131 in Quebec, 190 on the heading, 1,200 for 2,000.
1318 Quebec, plan departure, ident, Baltimore altimeter 3034.
Ident 3034 on the altimeter, 1 in Quebec. So we normalize to them, no, doesn't matter about field elevation anymore. That's because all his controlled area is on the same. That makes sense? On the same altimeter setting. So when we get clearance and differences, it's going to be better.
61, flank approach, Baltimore altimeter 3034, depart Raven, heading of 010 and join the localizer.
There's that layer, you can see the layer down there.
Raven heading 010 to join the low, Delta 551.
Good afternoon, Atomic approach, Skyhawk 5275 Whiskey 4000, direct Martin, and then we've been assigned 180 heading after that.
Number 75 Whiskey, roger, thank you.
Atomic News 1, headed back to Tipton.
That's Eric.
News 1, roger, proceed as requested, advise the airport in sight.
News 1, we'll go.
Southwest 5790, descend to maintain 2,000, advise the airport in sight, or company traffic 12 o'clock, 3 miles.
2,000 airport in sight to the 5790.
Southwest 5790,
Say
clear
loud or
visual,
quiet to
left,
you.
speed 170 knots or less.
To your left, clear visual, 50 left, 6790.
Southwest 2166, contact Baltimore Tower 194.
184, have a good afternoon.
18 Quebec, ident again.
Ident 1 in Quebec. Easy. So what we're looking for is radar contact something from Martin State, 3 miles.
Stay 180 though, right?
190.
I mean, we stay 190 until
Yes.
they give us.
Yes, they've not
18
given.
Quebec, radar contact, and proceed direct to Salisbury.
Direct Salisbury, 1 in Quebec. Thank you.
Thank you. Southwest 5790, contact
whatever
Baltimore
that
Tower
is.
194.
Put a tower steer to the 5790.
Yeah. So 551, descend to maintain 4,000.
It's a course of 153, it looks like.
Delta 551, descend to maintain 4,000.
So maintain 4,000, Delta 551.
And now we're above that layer. That was at 1,500 feet.
Rudder's a little touchy today.
Number 18 Quebec, maintain 3,000.
Climb and maintain 3,000, 1 in Quebec.
Did hit out. Alright, turn that off. It's enough fight me.
Turn out the...
51 is going to maintain 3,000. Let me know when you pick up the field. It's currently 10 to 11 o'clock and 22 miles.
Down 3,000. We got the field side, Delta 581.
521, leaving 4,000, cleared visual approach now, runway 33 left.
All right, through 4,000, clear visual to 33 left, Delta 581.
Let me rephrase that, leaving 5,000, cleared visual approach, runway 33 left.
Okay, leaving 5,000, clear visual to 33 left, Delta 581.
Cessna 18 Quebec, contact departure 124.55.
2455, 1 Quebec solo.
Yeah.
Zero Bravo Whiskey, count Potomac 125.52.
2552, 0 Washington.
A little bit to the right. See where that diamond is? If you put that diamond on top of the arrow, that's your track, so.
Why did you tell me to go to the right?
What's that? Yeah, you're left of course. You see how you're coming a little left
But the
of course?
diamond's left of course too.
That's correct. That's why you're still flying left of course. Look at your line over here versus the
I
track.
thought you just said if I put the diamond on top.
3,000. Level off. Good. And Potomac departure, Skyhawk 131 Quebec, level 3,000, direct Salisbury.
131 Quebec, Potomac, altimeter 3035, climb maintain 5,000. I apologize. Did you say your direct destination?
3035, affirmative, direct Salisbury, 131 Quebec.
Thank you.
And Potomac, reach 190 is ready for a climb.
Reach 190, climb maintain 12,000.
Leaving 6 for 12,000, reach 190.
We're climbing up to 5,000 now.
Reach 190, you're good to continue en route. Do you need any assistance or anything?
Negative, sir. The problem's been resolved. We can continue on our route of flight.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think that hit. Let's see. On nose up. Go to 5.
I'm gonna need you to repeat because you said you're doing radio, so I'm trying to focus on this.
Yeah, that's what you should be focusing on. Good, I got the radios for you. Oh, good. Like magic. You come in here, you stare at this, right? You do your scan, and then you pop outside, and all of a sudden there's a runway in front of you. You're like, how did that happen?
Reach 190, climb maintain flight level 230.
Continue climb flight level 230.
Couple good rules of thumb for instrument flying. For every 100 RPM, you'll get a 100 foot per minute rate difference on a descent. So if you wanted to descend at 500 feet per minute, you were trimmed out at 2,400. So if you dropped it back to 1,900, you would get about 500 foot minute descent rate at your same airspeed that you trimmed at. Does that make sense? It makes it easy to fly. Because whenever we're on an approach, on that final part of the approach, we want to be trimmed for 90. And we're going to set our pitch for 90.
Thing's trimming way out before it starts to descend in RPMs. It hadn't dropped at all. I'm just going to leave it right there.
That's fine.
sorry. I know you were talking.
Reach 190, contact Washington Center on 134.5. Good day.
134.5. Good day to you, sir. Reach 190.
See how much of a crab we have where your diamond is versus where we are? So you could bug that heading right now. Means the winds are probably out of the southwest, 240, something like that, 230. Is that what it says? Look at that.
232 and 39.
Oh, it's pretty good. Eyeballing it. This is an approach plate. So all the information you need to land at your airport is all in this approach plate. So we brief these plates before we go and fly them. Our localizer is our glide path, basically like a VOR. It's 4 times as sensitive as VOR.
I want to get back, climb maintain 7,000.
Climb maintain 7,000, warning Quebec. So this is the frequency for that localizer. They're always at the low end at 108, right below 107.9, which is radios for FM radio. See approach course for this heading, for this localizer, ILS 319. Runway landing available is 6,400. Our touchdown zone elevation is 53 feet, and airport elevation is 53. So here's some blah blah here. So when local altimeter is not received, you use Georgetown altimeter, you have to raise some minimums. We have approach lighting here. We have Maslar rabbit lighting that we'll be able to see. Here's our missed approach in textual description. We'll climb to 700, then climbing right turn to 2000 on a heading of 170, and on the Salisbury Vortex, our radio 140 to Colby intersection and hold. So basically we just come back to Colby. Colby is our final approach fix here for the approach to come in and shoot the approach. We just make a right turn and re-intercept Colby from a 170 heading. So our missed approach is we climb the 700 straight away. Once we climb past 700, we make a right turn on 270, still climbing to 2000. Then we go to Colby. It's just our what's expected if we were to go miss, so we don't go run into somebody. We make a right turn, we come back over here. It's our profile view. We'll come down here, we'll line up for the approach, we'll request vectors to get us in for the approach, and they'll line us up for 319. They'll give us like a 30-degree vector to get lined up, and then we'll make a right turn more than likely, or a left turn, to intercept the 319 localizer course, and then we'll track that inbound.
Listening.
Yep. We'll track that inbound 319 until our missed approach point, or we go and land at the airport. So I just do a touch and go and then take off. We'll request the option basically. Okay. I like to look at the obstructions in the area. So the bold one is the biggest one. It's 682 feet. Here's 245 feet. This is mean sea level, 577 feet. So I know at 700 feet that we're lower than obstacles, so we want to be on the approach path. If we come veering off the approach path at any point, we'll go miss. We'll start to climb away from the airport and basically do our go-around procedure. Power up, pitch up, clean up. Right, so profile view, this also gives us how we can identify Colby and Freyer. We can use the Snow Hill VOR, so we can put that as a backup over there for us and turn it on. And it'll show us on the 048 radio for Freyer.
Just to make sure I understand, this is the way into land.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep, 318.
What is this loop for?
That's to turn yourself around if you're coming from the north.
You would come in here and turn
Yes.
left into back to 319?
You would turn right to re-intercept.
If you're coming from this side.
There's a couple different ways of doing an entry pattern. There's teardrop direct. This way would be direct, and it's left-hand turns here. This way, you'd come parallel, and then you'd come re-intercept. That's just so you'd re-intercept the course as you're climbing in. Here's our breakout, what the airport's going to look like. We're going to have 3-2 with Maslar lighting right in front of us with 6,400 feet by 100-foot runway, so a nice big runway. We have runway and identifier lights. We have Maslar. Yeah, we just have Maslar lighting. These numbers down here are if you're shooting the localizer. So this is the timed amount from your final approach fix, which is Colby, inbound. 90 knots ground speed, that's 3 minutes 50 seconds. So we should be at the threshold at 3 minutes 50 seconds, or we go missed. Salisbury, the localizer, can also use Salisbury DME, identify inbound fixes, but we'll just use time. And here's our minimum. So we can go down to 253.5 mile visibility. So they're calling for 600, so we'll break out well before that. But we can descend down to 253.
Okay.
I would advise you, even though you're going to break out at some point, eyes looking down. Let's see how long we can hold the glide slope and localizer. But what's going to happen?
Are you going to announce that we're doing practice?
It's not a practice. It's full blown. We're IFR. It's.
Oh, I get that, but as a student, I'm the one doing it. So if it looks whatever, it's because the student doing it.
No, but
you.
no one cares if it. It just means we go missed.
Okay.
Right? All right. So we go 253. I'm going to round that up. I always round this number up. I don't sit at exactly at 253. So I say 300's my missed approach point. On an ILS, the glide path is your precision. It's bringing you in. So think of this as like a cone. You're getting more precise as you get closer. So where we had standard rate turns before to make turns, we're going to use half standard rate. And very small corrections, light smooth corrections that get us in the ballpark with the approach. So that's our missed approach point. When we hit 300 feet, that means we go missed. No matter what. We see the field, yes, we don't. It's black and white decision.
Okay.
It's not distance. On the localizer, it's distance, but the ILS, it's when we hit that altitude, we don't have it, boom, we're out of there. Okay? And this is our profile view. We have plan view and our profile view. So this is like, we're going to be expected to be at or above 2,000 feet to Colby. We're going to intercept, that's what the lightning bolt means. We'll intercept the glide slope at Colby, and then we'll descend down to, you see the little dot, 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 that's a missed approach to 253 or 300 feet.
How do you decide when you're up here at 7,000 feet and you're in IFR conditions, then you need to start your descent and at what rate?
Oh, they're going to descend us.
He will?
We're in their controlled airspace. They will descend us right now.
They'll descend us all the way down to approach?
Down to 2,000
Okay.
feet.
Okay.
They'll bring us down to 2,000.
All right.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about that then.
Nope. They do all that for you. And sometimes it's chop and drop because they don't really care about GA aircraft, especially Potomac. They'll chop and drop you and make you drop
What does that
like
mean?
drop like 5,000 feet, like 3 miles kind of stuff.
But you pull the power way out and just let it go.
Yep.
I mean, controlled, obviously.
Yeah, like 1,500 or 1,800. So we're going to fly the approach. Let's talk about mechanics for a
Seems
second.
to me all of the approach point stuff would have been really good to have a lesson on before you got in the airplane.
You don't need this. You're going to fly the airplane.
Okay.
I'm just kind of giving you the overview. Yeah. So you kind of know what we're going to do. And we brief the plate every time we come in and fly an approach.
Probably would have been a good time for me to, of course I've been focused on a private, but I do have the IFR plan already for sporties.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and paid for it. I think I told you that already. But
So a good practice for you is to dump the autopilot at some point and hand fly the needle right here. Make sure that the needle's staying in. When we're flying the ILS, this is going to turn green. We're going to change this CDI to green here because we're going to have the ILS in on number 2. on number 1 VOR, and then the glide slope will come on in here, right? It comes in here, this side.
I did just drop GPS.
Because I switched it off.
Oh, okay.
I switched it off to the CDI to VOR. So we'll have it in VOR mode. And here's our power numbers. I know at 2100 RPM, that gives us 90. Once we start approaching our...
Sorry, you went out. That gives us what?
90 knots. So we fly by numbers in instrument.
Right.
We know that gives us level 90 knots. So for our descent angle, we want about 1700 with 10 degrees of flaps. Okay? Well, before we hit our final approach fix, coming inbound, we'll be established. We'll be at 2,000 feet. As our glide slope starts, I think it's right here, starts dialing down. Halfway up, we'll put a notch of 10 flaps in. We'll power back to 1700, and we'll fly 80 to 90 knots, okay? We're looking for that. So whatever power setting we need for airspeed, we'll set. And this is different. So erase this after I tell you. Use your pitch to control your descent rate, okay?
No, I get it.
For approaches, that's the way you fly it. Power in or out to set your airspeed, and then this set, and then trim out, and then it should be hands off, and then just slight small corrections. Might be on your ass a little bit. Don't worry. I'm just trying to get you to correct. I might see it before
obviously, you already know this as an instructor, but don't be bashful about taking the plane if I'm just that.
Gonna kill us? Yes, I'll take the plane away if you're gonna kill us.
Okay. Please.
We always talk about the 5 T's at any waypoint. Time, turn, tune, twist, talk. Don't worry about it.
Turn, tune, twist, talk.
Yep. Time, turn, tune, twist, talk, and throttle. It's actually 6 T's. But that gives you everything that you need to do at every fix that you're on. You'll learn that. Don't worry about it. Let's worry about flying the plane, and we'll shoot an instrument approach. And we'll, look at this. Like, it's soup underneath us. We'll pop out. There'll be an airport right in front of us. It's like magic.
I really wish he would have flown to me.
Huh?
Really wish
Flown to you?
He could have. He'd have made it.
I could have gone and picked them up in my illegal airplane.
Could have made it to us in plenty of time, and I could have planned a route wherever you wanted to go west.
Sure.
I started to suggest it in the text. Can't come to me, can you? And see what he said, but I did.
It's okay. Make the best of it. You'll get it done. I'm not worried about you. That's why we're doing this right now. I would never do this with a 40-hour, 50 hours. See how many hours
reach 401, passing 10,300, descending 9,000.
Reach 401, heavy altimeter 3033.
We're going to go right through a restricted area.
3033, reach 401.
We're going to go right through a restricted area. Just don't reset that, because he gives that to us for our sector. He might be talking to someone in a different sector.
Well, that was going to be my question. If you hear those.
Nope.
Okay.
Only for you. He has sectors all over the place, so he's doing stuff.
What is the altitude of that space?
I don't remember. I'll tell you. Interesting thing on IFR charts. Oh, it is here. We're going to fly right through it. It's 3,500 to 2,499. We have clearance to fly through it.
7 Quebec, disregard. 18 Quebec, 18 Quebec, contact, touch and approach on 127.905.
127.905, 131 Quebec.
Good. All right, switch over. And then, so for our call, if you want to make the call, it's okay. Approach Skyhawk 131 Quebec, level 7,000, direct Salisbury.
Skyhawk 131 Quebec, detected approach, Falcon altimeter 3033, field design, ceasing intention.
3033, we don't have the weather yet, but like to do the ILS 32 in the Salisbury option, and then go track to Delaware Coastal.
November 131 Quebec, understand you said ILS 32, say the remainder.
ILS 32, we're going to go for the option, low approach or touch and go, and then head over to Delaware Coastal after that.
Roger that.
He's writing it down. That way he can give us appropriate missed approach procedures after that. After on the go or going missed or low approach, after low approach, he'll We'll be able to pick up the weather now.
Remarks. Density altitude minus 300.
November 131 Quebec, did you have another flight plan? Looks like this one just ends at Salisbury. I understand you said you want to go to Georgetown, Gulf Echo Delta afterwards.
Hey firm, yeah, we'll fly the ILS. We'll fly the ILS 32 in the Salisbury, low approach, and then head over to Georgetown, Delaware. 131 Quebec.
Roger.
Looks like a military aircraft.
November 131 Quebec, just a reason for the change of flight plan.
We're hungry, 131 in Quebec.
Roger.
What did you say?
I said we're hungry.
Oh. Funny. Yeah, that is, looks like a C-17 or a C-5.
Yeah, he's going into Dover. How close they can bring you? And you're not IMC, you're responsible for separation. Even though you're in their system, you're still responsible. If you ran into a plane right now, they'd say the pilot ran into him.
Because you were above the clouds.
If we were in the clouds, it's a whole different ballgame. Let's pick up that weather.
Salisbury, Wycomico County Regional Airport. Automated weather observation 1755 Zulu. Wind 270 at 07. Visibility 10. Sky condition overcast 800. Temperature 15 Celsius. Dew point 12 Celsius. Altimeter 3031. Remarks. Density altitude minus 300.
Hey, that's not too bad for
Salisbury,
them.
Wycomico.
Salisbury has traffic from like Piedmont Airlines comes in there all the time, so hopefully we're not messing anything up. And what was I going to say? We can pick up Delaware Coastal's weather too while we're... That's 118375. And just kind of see what's going on, and then we can plan what approach we want to do now. We're fat, dumb, and happy. Now's the time to be working on this stuff.
11 Celsius. Altimeter 3031. Remarks. Density altitude minus 400.
Delaware Coastal Airport.
Automated weather observation 1757 Zulu. Wind 320 at 05. Visibility 10. Sky condition overcast 1100. Temperature 14 Celsius. Dew point 11 Celsius. Altimeter 3031. Remarks. Density altitude minus 400.
Delaware Coastal Airport.
All right. So the wind is... Full screen.
Which one you looking at?
Delaware Coastal. It's 320. It's out of the northwest. So runway 22.
Control aircraft connected Signet 71 Echo Bout until 1955 Zulu, Delaware, Maryland. The Virginia coastal waters from 60 southeast, sea aisle 100 east southeast Salisbury, 60 south southeast Salisbury, 20 east southeast Salisbury, 60 southeast sea aisle, and thunderstorms moving from 250 at 30 knots tops to fall level 290.
That's south of us. That's down there in Norfolk. This guy knows that we're close to the restricted going in it. We're clear to go through any restricted area.
What did you say the height of that was?
That's like
25,000?
Yeah, it's 25,000 feet. So we cut a little corner out of it, but they cleared us through it. They cleared us through it. The only thing we can't get into is prohibited areas, and they would vector us around that. And if this was hot, they would vector us around the restricted area too if the military was doing something. How much time do we have? We got 12 minutes. Good time to just kind of start hand flying, kind of get used to being on the instruments.
Number 1318 Quebec, set to maintain 4,000 for now and fighting 140 vectors 2 ILS from the 32 approach.
descend maintain 4,000 and fly heading 140-131 in Quebec.
He wants me to turn to 140 also?
That's correct. Yep, vectors for the ILS. Nothing more than standard rate, and we'll look for a nice 500 foot-minute descent. And we just want to kind of relax our control pressures. Just let the plane fly the speed that we had. Don't set the trim. If we want to go slower, we put in more power. If we want to go less, but you're kind of on a rebound, so let's see what happens. You kind of level out. Great. Let's get our radio all set up for the approach now that we're on vectors. So that's how we do this. We hit procedure, select approach. It's at Delaware Coastal.
Now when he says 140, is that the direction I'm flying the plane even with wind drift, or do I need to maintain crab?
Set? No, just hold 140. He is going to expect you to hold that in whatever wind correction he'll give you as he's watching us. So I hit the procedure button, select approach, gives me the ILS.
1218 Quebec, say wind aloft.
38.
232 at 38 knots right now for 131 in Quebec.
Remember 1318 Quebec, roger, you can turn right heading 155.
Right turn 155, 131 in Quebec.
Number 1318 Quebec, 1747 Zulu, Embraer reported 5 miles northeast of Salisbury. Council 1000, basis 600, overcast, clear above.
1 in Quebec.
TIS not available.
Alright, so I activated the approach. The cycles Colby runway and then 700 feet. Accept Colby back. Alright, flight plan set. It already went to the localizer. So if you want to engage the autopilot now, put it into heading mode for your vectors. It's if you want to. I prefer you fly in.
No, I'm going to try it.
Yep.
Mess up, then we'll figure it out.
Yep, we're coming up on 4,000, so whatever our speed was before, we just put the RPMs back in. We want to start doing that about now. We want to check and make sure that we have 108.7 in there. The approach course should be 319, that's set properly. I don't think we can identify yet, we're too far behind, but we'll identify that localizer. If we wanted to use Snow Hill, we'll put Snow Hill in the bottom here. 2.4. We'll identify Snow Hill. Snow Hill. Okay, good.
Fly dog 19, text approach, text altimeter 3032, climb maintain 7000.
IFR traffic always flies on the zeros, so VFR flies on the, the 5s, 45, 55, 65. We basically fly whatever they tell us to, though. Tell us to descend the blah blah, unless we're unable.
Fly dog 19, you're clear direct Garrett to join your flight plan.
Now, if they put us through icing or something like that, that's a different story. I get a good picture here on the map. You see Salisbury's coming. You see Colby out here. You see the procedure turn. We're on the left side of the airport, or the east side of the airport right now. So more than likely he'll come bring us down past Colby. We'll get a right turn, a right turn, another right turn to intercept, and then we'll have a right turn to intercept the final approach course at 318.
One thing I've been doing in the sim with IFR is using the autopilot all the time until I take it over to land.
Okay.
I mean, obviously I want to practice manual today, and I'm sure I have to do it manual on the exam.
Yeah.
But as a pilot, I don't see why you wouldn't use the autopilot if it's available right to it.
Sure. Yeah, we could fly this manually. You can do a touch and go at Salisbury, and we could fly a coupled approach into Delaware Coastal so you can see the difference.
I'm gonna have to order another one of these.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, because this one keeps losing pressure. Works great in my truck where it stays on the ground, but up here, changing pressures, it keeps dropping.
Right. It's also, well, it might be not that curved. I was thinking it's a little curved too.
This
probably
one
doesn't help.
Nice, you just pump it. Hopefully there won't be any rattle in that one today.
Pretty neat feeling being above the clouds, isn't it?
I like them. I mean, we flew through them that time I got to fly with you, but I like this, especially when I watch other people do it on their YouTube videos and traveling. It's nice and calm and quiet. And be honest,
19, contact, some approach 12455, have a good night.
Everything up here, to me, if you're between cirrus layers like this, or stratus layers, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, it's easy to see a lot of things.
Yeah. You can see planes better.
Especially when you don't have all the variations of color on the ground.
Dock 11, change
once he kind of starts vectoring us to the right, we want to start trimming out for 2100 RPM. He'll give us a descent here probably in a little bit. The localizer alive?
Yeah.
So we're behind it, so you just don't even pay attention to it right now.
I'm just watching it go back out. I don't know enough about it to do anything with it yet, so.
I'll keep it off for you so it's not in your face. Up the weather again.
12 Celsius. Altimeter 3031. Remarks. Density altitude minus 300.
We'll change once we get established. We'll change the
Salisbury, Wycomico County Regional Airport.
3031.
Weather observation.
Taxi approach, Skyhawk 126 Sierra, level 4000.
Wind
126 Bravo Sierra, expected approach, altimeter 3031. And expect ILS 32, turn west heading 190, vectors 2, ILS and vectors 2 approach from Salisbury.
Waves in the clouds.
Sunday 190, expecting the ILS 32, Bravo Sierra.
It's another thing that you'll get in terms of an illusion. The cloud could be rising because of the terrain and you think it's flat, and you'll start rising with it. You won't even notice it. That's an illusion that happens to instrument pilots. They bump off altitude, or they try to line themselves with the horizon with the clouds, and then they put themselves...
Knock 11, texted approach, you up?
some type of spiral and unusual attitude because of it.
Nighthawk 1-1, texted approach, text altimeter 3032 of Gene Heath's transmission, acknowledge with ident.
Right, so Patuxent's 12095, that's who we're talking about. We'll get Salisbury Tower on. That's the next person we'll talk to, 19425. Doing everything early, right? While we're doing this versus it's like doing nothing, and then it's 5 minutes of a whole lot of stuff to shoot an approach.
Which is another reason why it's great to use autopilot.
Right. It takes one thing away. But you're my autopilot today. I'm doing everything else for you, right?
Yeah, I'm your autopilot. That's my autopilot.
There you go. It's good to have backups.
Number 131 in Quebec, 7maintain 3000.
The 7maintain 3000, 131 in Quebec. That is going to get us pretty close to the clouds now. Yeah, she has a left turning tendency a little bit when she's descending. You're probably looking outside a little bit, but
not much.
Yeah.
I'm focused on this now.
Yep, start transitioning to the inside because we're going to be
Nighthawk 1-1,
in the clouds a little bit.
on this frequency.
Nighthawk. I thought you were saying Skyhawk. He's saying Nighthawk. That's probably a military helicopter. On my plate right now.
Am I?
Yep. I'd start transitioning to trying to trim for like 21, kind of see what happens. We're going to start getting vectors to the right, to turn right here pretty shortly. Is your fat thumb happy? Might as well work on that versus worrying about it in a second while we're in turns. Scanning technique's all about not fixating, moving the scan. You know, you have your heading indicator up here, and then your attitude kind of is your stub, and your spokes are outbound to kind of catch stuff. Now we'll get this into your scan as well, and also the glide slope as well. You're on the other side of it, so I'm going to switch it back over to localizer and we'll identify it, make sure it's correct. All localizers start with I. So it's always dead. Nothing else starts with I except localizers. So it's always dead to start.
ILS?
Oh, yeah. That's it. Nice, doing really good.
Mixture will go full in. We know fuel's on both. Altimeter will switch to 3031. When time?
Yep, once we're established.
And and I pulled my board, so I need to make sure I stay on 155.
Right, yeah, just glance to that, go back to the instruments.
Everything's good, fuel selectors on both, make sure it'll be rich, landing lights are still on, autopilot's off, and 12 volt power supply is off.
November 126 Bravo Sierra, turn right heading 210.
210, 6 Bravo Sierra.
It's also good to get in the habit of...
November 131 Quebec, turn right heading 220.
Right heading 220, 131 in Quebec. So that's starting our vectors in for the final approach. Now the localizer should make sense. We're right of course right now. We need to fly left of it. So you see how the bar is over here? So we're like straight on it, going straight at it. You can kind of see. We got to make a right turn to intercept once we're ready to intercept. Again, use your diamond to help you. If you have a crosswind, set the diamond up to the center of the needle. Your glide slope just came in too. That's going to give you a bunch of false readings. We always intercept from
Number 22 X-ray uniform contact coming approach on 124.
Right about where it's at right there when we're on established. That's when we'll hit 10 degrees of flaps and we'll adjust for 90 knots with 10 degrees of flaps. Once we do that, whatever power setting gets us at 90 knots with those 10 degrees of flaps, we want about 500 feet per minute to stay on glide path. So nice and stable, controlled approach inbound. Drop off 400 RPM and see how that does, holding us at 90 knots, and then we'll pitch for our descent and our power. We'll adjust our power for our airspeed. Still see our ground track is this, so we're still angling away from it right now. We're going for Fryer. Should be giving us a turn here pretty shortly. And at the saying
unavailable.
We don't have TIS out here, so there's no traffic information service. We can't pick up anything. They don't have the transponders that give that surveillance broadcast to us. Actually, that's probably all going to go out of service, and it's probably all going to be ADS-B in. They won't be able to do TIS like that anymore.
They
if there was
won't
a plane,
be able to, or they just won't?
If there was a plane above us that would pick it up, we could also get it, like, kind of work off their messaging. But because it's the Eastern Shore, they don't have anything out here for it. We're over basically a bunch of chicken farms.
Number 131 Quebec, turn right heading at 250.
250 on the heading, 131 in Quebec.
Number 131 in Quebec, descend maintain 2000.
Descend maintain 2000, 131 in Quebec. Go ahead. Oh, you already said it. Good job. The next thing we're going to get is like a turn right to 300. Maintain 2000 till established, cleared ILS 32 Salisbury. Patuxent 131 in Quebec. Do you have any on-the-go procedures?
Number 131 in Quebec, affirm, sir. On the low approach, fly maintain 3000 and fly runway heading.
Well, fly runway heading, maintain 3000. 131 in Quebec, thanks.
Did you ask that?
What's that?
What were you asking?
I was asking for, we're not going to fly the mist, published mist, so I wanted to see what he wanted us to do. So he told us that we're going to climb, maintain 3000, and we're going to just fly runway heading. So that's basically 3.9. We'll just track that outbound. It's really good work, Jason. Bring it back up to 2100. We're right at the cloud deck right now. Anything more, we're going to jump into it.
131 Quebec, 4 miles southeast of Colby, turn right heading 290, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS, and 32 approaching to Salisbury.
Right turn 290, maintain 2000 until established, cleared ILS 32 in a Salisbury. And tops are probably about 1800 out here, 131 Quebec.
I turn 290 now?
Yes, sir.
Roger, top 1800, runway 6, and just be sure to pass on the bases with tower if you can. Overcast layer, sir.
Affirm, it's overcast, 131 Quebec.
Roger, report established inbound on ILS 1.
1 Quebec.
I'm waiting on that to come in, right?
Yeah, you're also waiting for this to come in. So as this comes in, you're going to feed it to, we'll go to 319, okay?
Keep going?
Yeah, just keep going and...
Okay, so not 290 like you said.
No, stay 290. Stay straight. Yep. We're on an intercept course at 30 degrees to intercept the...
Okay.
So we'll just call it out once it's active.
Once it starts moving in?
Yep, once it's moving in. And it's so much more sensitive. But I think the wind's out of the west, so that's going to help you with this intercept. It's going to get slower to move in versus it being a tailwind right behind us.
All right.
Number 131, Quebec at 270 is approved to get established, so the wind's still pushing hard from the southwest.
Oh yeah, they're pretty hard. We're about 33 knots at 260 right now, 131 Quebec.
Roger.
We go.
In we go. All right, it's active. Now it's active. See where your diamond is though, right? It's really close. So you probably only need, I'm going to say 20 degrees off of this. Kind of get your detent mark set up. Just keep flying this right now until it comes in. Once it comes in, we'll just make a right turn about 10 degrees. See where it's at, and then make another right turn 10 degrees. Undercarriage, mixture, props, seatbelts, and switches all look good. Pre-landing check, landing light on, autopilot off, AC off.
I was going to say, where's my bug going? Do you want me to follow it?
Yeah, go ahead and turn right.
126 Bravo Sierra, it's going to maintain 3000. You can proceed direct Colby, expect one turn and holding.
3000 direct Colby.
Moving the other side.
There, right there. Amphiduct approach, 131 Quebec's established inbound.
Number 131 Quebec, Roger, register is terminated, contact Salisbury Tower, have a good day, and I'll talk to you on the go actually.
We'll talk to you on the go, thanks for the help, 131 Quebec, over to tower. Alright Jason, looking good, we'll kind of get maybe a little bit more, a little bit right turn to 307. Also help us here if we kind of look over here. That's our ground track with that line. If we line the blue line with the red line, we're in there like swimwear. Alright, I'll talk to the tower. Salisbury Tower, Skyhawk 131 in Quebec's on the ILS 32 requesting the option.
Cessna 131 Quebec Tower, you're cleared option, runway 32 on the go, runway heading up to 3000, please.
Clear for the option, runway 32 on the go, maintain runway heading, climb maintain 3000, 131 Quebec. Alright Jason, go ahead and power back to about 1700, hold yourself level, here at 2000, and then go ahead and put 10 degrees of flaps in, and that'll help adjust the pitch. Go ahead and put the power back in.
1700?
Yep.
Hold 2000?
Hold 2000.
Okay.
Yep. Once that diamond hits that line, we're on glide path, so we'll start our descent at that point.
And if my speed is dropping?
Yep, we'll go ahead and apply power. Go ahead back up to 2200 RPM.
Oh, okay.
Yep. come back a little bit to the left. 298. Let's try that. Alright, pitch forward a little bit if you're holding any trim. Oh, you are with your finger. Good. Alright. There we are, glide path. Go ahead, power back to about 1800 RPM. Let's see how that does for a second. And kind of just stay at 80 knots. We'll see how it works. It'll come a little bit to the right now. The 300. There we go. We'll power back just a little bit more to 1700. There we go. Let's try that. Looking good. You're just about lined up.
What about my airspeed?
Oh, it's fine. Add a little bit of power and then nose down trim if you want a little bit more airspeed. Pitch to control your descent rate. Go ahead, turn a little bit to 310. The wind's going to shift as we're coming down. Looking really good. We're inside Colby. We'll start timer. We're 1600 for 300 basically. Come back, follow the heading bug, go back to the heading bug at 307. Continue our descent, pitch down a little bit for me.
Why is that dropping below?
That means that we're above glide path.
Oh, is that, okay.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if that meant we were getting below.
No.
Okay. Makes sense.
Pitch back up a little bit. Let's get back to 500 feet per minute. Looking good. Real good. A little bit turn to the left for me, please.
I'm working on it. It's bouncing me around.
Oh, really good. Goes down pitch. Better be above than below. A little bit turn to the left. Perfect, yep, go ahead, straighten out. Perfect, Jason, looking really good. Turn to the right a little bit. I know you're getting bounced around a little bit.
Just a little.
Yep, we should be breaking out about 700, so. Go ahead, lessen the steepness a little bit. There you go.
Back up.
There you go. Just stop your descent. That's good. You don't have to climb back up to it.
All right.
Yep. You can start your descent back down now. It's really sensitive right now. All right. Come a little bit to the right. There's 1,000 feet for 260. A little bit more right for me. Slowly breaking out. I want you to kind of stay forward. Looking at the glide path. Shallow your steepness out a little bit. Come a little bit right. More right. Right there's good. Yep. 235. Nice. Great. 800 for. And tower bases were about 800 feet for 131 in Quebec. Tops were 2,000 as well.
I'll
700 for 250. You're doing great.
I'm drifting right a little bit.
Oh, you look great. Are you switching outside? No, nope.
I'm looking at both. I want to make sure What do you mean?
Focus on this. I got you outside.
But you did? Because I was going to the right of the runway and you didn't say anything.
I'm watching your instruments. I know where you're at out there. I got you in my perf. A little bit to the right now. Get the diamond on the arrow. Yeah, right there. Go ahead, level out. Yep, and stop your descent a little bit. Come right back to you. You just need to slow it down just a little bit with the descent.
I mean, slow my speed down?
No, it's all pitch. Use your pitch to control that.
So I'm staying at 80.
Yeah, stay at 80.
Okay.
Yep, looking good. All right, begin that descent a little bit more. You're perfect. 380. You're almost at minimums. A little bit higher. Increase your pitch up a little bit. There you go. You're almost at minimums. Keep coming. Pitch up a little bit more. Glide path come to you. Oh, you're looking so good. So good. 260. That's minimums. Look out. Look at that.
Minimums.
Look how close you are. Your first approach. All right, flaps full. Chop the power out. And on. Follow the glide path. Now that will put you on 1,000 footers if you follow the glide path. Also, the VASI lights will as well. Perfect job, Jason. Really good. Right, let's do a go around, or touch and go.
Everything's up, all right. Yep. Trim's good.
Nice work.
What are we doing on takeoff here?
Just fly runway heading, so just buck the heading. We'll just fly that.
Really does not want to take off today.
Fat. Delaware Coastal.
Maybe that's a good thing I didn't have Dave in the airplane today.
We're climbing to 3,000 feet. I'm going to hit flight plan, and we're going to continue to Delaware Coastal now. So don't fly that.
1-8 Quebec, contact departure.
Over departure. Thanks for the help today. 131 Quebec. Amphitheater approach. Skyhawk 131 Quebec. Runway heading 800 for 3,000.
Skyhawk 131 Quebec. Texas approach. Salisbury altimeter 3031. Ident.
3031 ident. 131 Quebec.
Skyhawk Quebec, radar contact 2 miles northwest of Salisbury Airport, 1,000, and you can reset transponder and squawk 4660.
Squawk 4660, 131 in Quebec.
Remember 126 Bravo Sierra, descend maintain 2,000, and
we're almost out of the clouds.
you can cross Colby about at or above 2,000, clear for the ILS from a 3-2 approach.
2,000 at or above for Colby. We'll let you know when we're inbound on the ILS 32. Thanks very much.
Remember 131 Quebec, get your radar contact 2 miles northeast, correction northwest, 1,700. And just let you know, sir, we did have to put in a new flight plan for you. Looks like the other one fell out before you even got to Salisbury. Just verify, are you going anywhere after Georgetown? Say the rest of your route.
Negative, no, we're direct Georgetown. That's it for 131 in Quebec.
Roger that, thank you.
I don't know what he had to do, but he had
You
to
don't
do
worry
something.
about telling him we're going back to Martin?
No, by the time we eat lunch and stuff, it might be VFR by then.
Okay.
And we'll file going back to Martin once. We have to file to come back. Let's pick up the weather again.
Delaware Coastal Airport.
Automated weather observation.
Remember 131 Quebec, clear direct Georgetown, maintain 3,000.
Direct Georgetown, and we're going to request Zarby, if possible, for the RNAV 4 circle land runway 22131 Quebec.
Roger, you can you're clear direct Zarby, maintain 3,000 for now.
Clear direct Zarby, maintain 3,000, 131 Quebec. Right, so I'm going to hit procedure, select approach, Delaware Coastal, and come down.
But do I need to be turning?
No, you're fine. Just hold that until we figure out where we're going. Approach that, and then transition Zarby, enter. We're not going to fly the course reversal.
Remember 131 Quebec, did you have a base layer for Salisbury?
Affirm, it was 700 feet, 131 Quebec.
Roger.
PP circling minimums are 560. Well, that's 600. Great, now you can follow that direct to Zarby. So course is 3033. If you want to gauge autopilot, you can. We can fly this as a coupled approach.
Okay, let's do nav, current altitude, autopilot. We're going to direct, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Dial back the power just a little bit. Thanks, Jason. This is almost direct in line. So what
Number 126 Bravo Sierra.
What we're going to do with this approach.
Salisbury Tower, good day.
What we're going to do on this approach.
Vertical track.
Is we're going to come in.
Number 131 Quebec, contact over approach 13242. Have a good day.
3242. Have a good day as well. 131 Quebec.
Thank you.
Over approach Skyhawk 131 Quebec, direct Zarby, level 3000.
Shark 131 Quebec, door approach, door altimeter 3033, and verify you want the RNAV4.
RNAV4 without the procedure turn, if possible, 131 Quebec.
1 Quebec, stand by.
Okie dokie.
Number 18 back cross RB at 3000, cleared, RNAV4 approach, procedure turn is approved.
Okay, cleared direct to Zarby, cleared RNAV4, procedure turn is approved, 131 Quebec. We'll fly the procedure turn, that's fine.
I thought he said...
131 Quebec, let's be a full stop.
Affirmative, full stop, 131 Quebec.
Roger.
I thought he said disapproved. Now what he would say, would he say disapproved? Would he say not approved?
Oh, we're on the
Vertical track.
we're on the autopilot, so the autopilot can fly the course reversal. It's fine.
I don't have to do,
Not to do
monitor,
anything.
monitor.
Yep. You see you get vertical track here with descent. We're cleared to descent 2000, I think. Let's stay at 3 right now. There's no reason to chop.
Yeah, I thought he said stay at 3 and then...
Yeah. Well, what we'll do, we'll come in straight, we'll circle the land runway 22. Make sense?
Yeah, so at what point will I need to take over with autopilot?
Once we break out of the clouds and we're going to come, we'll make a left-hand pattern around the land runway 22.
I'll be turning the left, the autopilot's not.
Yeah, once we break out and we stay below the clouds,
4 Tango Delta, contact Potomac 124.5.
that's where you're going to take over. Or if you see anything wonky happen with the autopilot, you also need to take over there. So it's Zavi, Sabre, and then it's the missed approach. You have Maslar lighting?
Is it going to do the whole thing?
Oh yeah, it's going to do the whole course reversal.
Okay.
That was a direct entry too, by the way, so.
That's pretty neat.
Yep. So when you take these turns, they're time turns, so they're standard rate. So it takes 4 minutes basically to do a standard holding pattern. So standard rate, 180-degree turn on one side, that's 1 minute. Standard rate, 1 minute timed outbound, 1 minute turn inbound, and then 1 minute leg on the inbound.
Do I need to adjust power?
No, you're fine.
I mean, if it's not adjusting your throttle, if you're going too slow, then you wouldn't make the one.
This is actually 4 nautical mile legs, so it's a distance. So running it fast just means that we're going to get there faster.
Okay.
Sky 1 Quebec, report cancellation of IFR. This frequency on the ground with Delaware clearance leaving on 125.55.
We'll report it with you, or we'll contact on clearance delivery. Thanks for the help. 131 Quebec.
What did he say?
He told us how we're going to cancel.
Oh.
Stay with them until we can't stay with them anymore.
Now, is it normal to always do this during an RNAV approach for?
You're required unless it says no procedure turn. If it says no PT on the, which it doesn't say that from the south, we're required to do the procedure turn. I was trying to ask him so we wouldn't have to do it because we were direct in.
What is the point of this other than the?
It's a course reversal. It's so we actively change our course without doing some shenanigans and get it. We change course. That's the more likely case as an instrument pilot to lose and have spatial disorientation. Make sense? So you turn 180 degrees. This gives you a controlled way of turning the planes around to go inbound from the opposite side of the course.
Okay, we'll talk about that more on the ground because I'm not getting it.
Okay. On my plate again. We're not doing anything. I'm doing
recording. That's the thing.
Is there anything we can do? We got Unicom frequency in. We can listen to ASOS for a second.
Altimeter 3031. Remarks. Density altitude -400.
Delaware Coastal Airport.
Automated weather observation 1842 Zulu. Wind 340 at 05. Visibility 10. Sky condition overcast 1,300. Temperature 14 Celsius. Dew point 11 Celsius. Altimeter 30.
The overcast went up 200 feet and the winds changed by 20 degrees.
So the wind's still out of the northwest?
Yeah. Well, closer to north now, 340.
Okay. Almost better to maybe land runway 4 then. What was it?
340.
I'm smoking dope. That doesn't make any sense. Still runway 22. All right, now we're inbound. We probably need to advance. Let's see if it'll advance itself.
Cherokee 548, contact Atlantic City 124.6. Good day.
24.6, 548, good day.
If it will what?
What's that?
If it'll go to here, you mean?
Yeah.
South 1 Quebec, change to advisory, frequency approved.
Whatever advisories, we'll let you know if we can cancel once we get out from under the overcast layer 131 in Quebec.
No problem, sir. It's just 125.55 when you're on the ground.
1 in Quebec. How far out are we? 60 miles. Are we 60 miles to the southwest?
2.6 to that.
And Delaware Coastal traffic. White Cessna, 16 miles to southeast. inbound to land runway 22, Delaware Coastal, on the RNF 4, circle land 22. Right. You could begin a descent to 2,000 feet. You could just use the autopilot to do it. So change that to 2, vertical speed down. 500 feet a minute should be fine. We'll intercept the LPV at Sabre. And then our circling minimum is 560. But wherever we break out at is the best. So we want to stay below the clouds. We don't want to climb back into them. If we climb back into them, we have to go mist. I like this. Pretty fun. How precise the flying is.
Better than dwelling on not doing my check ride today.
There you go. Precise flying instruments. And the G1000 makes it so easy. You just fly the diamond, you fly the diamond here, right? That's it. All you got to do. If you get a plane and you want to put a G5 in, you have the exact same instrumentation. The diamond, you get the glide slope diamond right there.
How much is it to buy a G1000 setup?
It's probably about, I would say probably about 70, 80 grand somewhere.
Really, that much?
Put it in. It's better to put a G500. That's probably cheaper. That would probably cost, with an engine monitor, it would probably be about 30.
Wow.
Without the engine monitor, in the 20s. G5 is like 2,000 plus installation. It's kind of the, if you're getting a Cherokee, I would recommend doing that. You get glass, but you don't get the price. You can put 2 G5s in. Then you have they have backup battery in them, so you don't have to carry backup instruments like you. So you have two of them with 2 backups, both independent of each other. If you coupled that to a 430 or a 530, you'd get almost the exact same feeling that you have.
Wings traffic, Skyhawk 91, Quebec Sierra, departing to the northwest, last call.
Delaware Coastal traffic, Skyhawk 131 Quebec, about 10 miles to the southwest on the RNF 4, circle land 22, inbound land full stop. Delaware Coastal.
St. Mary's County Regional, Pat 04, single UH-60, approximately 5 miles to the north of the airport. We're going to be doing a link up with 2 other UH-60s, 1,500, right on the river.
Blackhawks.
St. Mary's County.
You can hear it. Right, she should intercept that glide path and then start a descent.
Mainly, I just got to worry about this.
Right. See if she follows. I'm interested to see if she follows the RNF.
Lights are on. It's good. Seatbelt, seatbacks. All right.
All right. Just so we're clear on what we're doing in terms of the mist. We go mist at 600 feet. We're going to power pitch up cleanup. We're going to just fly straight out, climb at 2,000 feet. Okay, and then we're going direct, straight ahead to the mist approach point.
Well, even if this is at 2,000, once it intercepts, it'll override that?
I think so.
Okay, so it should override it about the time we hit Sabre?
And if it doesn't, just put it in vertical speed. Put it about 400 and see how it does. It's looking good. Altimeter looks set right. Glide slope's active. This is localizer precision with vertical guidance, LPV. This is not a precision approach. Does that make sense? Unlike the ILS, which is a precision approach. You get minima almost the same, 200 feet above ground with that. You saw how high we could break out of the clouds last time. Okay, just leave your power set where it's at and put your 10 knots of flaps, 10 notch of flaps in.
Out?
Yep. Should automatically start like wonky, pitch back and forth and just kind of hold it. Cycling past Sabre now. Yep. It's descending for you, I think. It should say it's captured though. No, it's not descending. So hit vertical speed. Hit 300 and see how that does. Pull the power. Oh, you can stay at 90 knots. It's up to you. The soupies. You can feel how she flies it, you know. Small correction she's making. I want a little bit more. Let's do a 7 for right now. Get back on the path. I'm gonna send it up like that for right now, just so. Looking good.
Down one more, it doesn't seem to be climbing in.
Yeah, we probably have a pretty good ground speed, right? 94. Flight path on this. 8 degrees.
There it goes.
So we're gonna break out 1100, right? So should be breaking out pretty soon. Just keep looking down now. I have ground contact. That's 1100. Right, get it back to 5. Keep looking at the instrument panel, pay no attention to
the man behind the curtain.
Right. Okay, good.
Want me to take it over?
A little bit below glide path. You can take over at 6. Say 7. I'm going to go over to Dover. And Dover approach, Skyhawk 131 in Quebec.
131 in Quebec, go ahead.
Oh, we broke out of clouds 1100, like to cancel IFR this time, 131 in Quebec.
You said it was 900 for the bases?
1100 for the bases, 131 in Quebec, and tops were about probably 1800.
1 Quebec, Roger, IFR cancellation received, radar service terminates, Rocky Park, KGED 33, have a good day.
Minimums.
1 in Quebec. Right?
Oh.
Go ahead and come right like you're in a traffic pattern. Go ahead. You're circling the land 2-2, so climb back up to 700 feet.
Didn't tell me hold 700.
It's okay. I told you to come off the autopilot. It's fine. So there's a protected area that below 560. You could climb to 600 if you want. You could hold 600. And you got to stay within a mile of the airport area. There's a area, protected area. That's how they set up the circling minima. And Delaware Coastal traffic, Skyhawk 131 Quebec is in a low, left downwind, 22, full stop, Delaware Coastal. Turn off your flight director for you so it's not bugging you out. Got the runway?
Oh, I'm allowed to look outside now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're visual now.
I got a nice 14 knot wind.
St. Mary's County Regional at 04.
Winds are coming from that way.
So I don't want you to descend anymore until you get the PAPI lights at 700. Does that make sense? So stay level. So that means base. If you start picking up base to final, then go ahead and start to descend. But if not, don't descend. Just run this normal traffic pattern, same distance out. Just keep holding our altitude. Delaware Coastal traffic, Skyhawk, left base, 22, full stops, Delaware Coastal.
Want me to do short left base?
No, you're fine. Whenever you're ready to go.
Okay, I thought you were...
Just making my call, so I made my call. kind of hold 700 till we come around and we get a picture of the VASI lighting. Thing I didn't do is turn the lights on. There's a VASI, we're high. Yep, so we can just kind of start setting up and put our flaps in, whatever we want to do to kind of back down.
Minimums.
A pool's down there.
It's a pulse. You want one? Put it in the back seat.